Hello, and how goes everybody? My name is CYI3R, but you can call me Cyber, and today we are continuing our Pokemon Champions journey with Part 6. And today, I brought something a little interesting. I would call this Scrafty's Trick Room. Mega Scrafty overall isn't that fast. Usually speed investment with Tailwind support is what most people would do with it, or just leaving it, or just making it super bulky and letting it duke it out with like Drain Punch and stuff. But I decided I'm gonna bring in two different Trick Roomers, Galarian Slowking or Anguru. I have a Sableye in the case I don't get Trick Room off. I can delay certain Pokemon with like moves like Quash and stuff. I've got Garganacl and Aggron as extra walls, and we're getting into the first battle now. As you can see, they got a few fire types, they got a few fighting types, a lot of stuff, a lot of dangerous mons on their team, and then a Whimsicott, which just hard counter Scrafty for the most part. Most failures do. Now, leading off here, I go with the Oranger and Scrafty because I'm expecting, obviously, like some sort. I want to get the Trick Room up as quickly as possible. And I'm expecting, like, they have a few physical attackers, so Scrafty isn't terrible. It's a little scary here because they start off Whimsicott, but I'm expecting Whimsicott to just set up Tailwind here. That's usually what it does. So I popped the Mega right away because I want Lucario. I mainly just want to try and neutralize Lucario because it can do some damage with its fighting type stab. Scrafty is weak to fighting type, plus the extra Intimidate, like I said, really helps camper a bit. So even if it doesn't go for the fighting stab, just makes it a little bit more palatable. But close combat comes here after Tailwind. The -2 actually makes it so there's less than half, or a little over half, I'm sorry. But Drain Punch comes out and completely annihilates Lucario. With especially, mainly because of the, well, stab, Mega Scrafty's next, like, major attack spot, and then the defense drop. Here comes Trick Room out, just to completely nullify that Tailwind they set up. I had to skip there because there was a bit of a delay. They bring in the Venusaur, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, that's definitely going to go like Moonblast on Scrafty at this point. So let me protect. It kind of kills it, wastes a turn, but I'd rather keep Scrafty alive, get some damage out, and use him, and pretty much use him again once he's a little bit in a better spot here. I do have Rock Slide for coverage here. I'm hoping for flinch, but the Psychic from Anguru does a lot to Venusaur, almost takes it out, and then it gets a Sleep Powder off, which very unfortunate, because it does put Oranguru to sleep, of course. And with the new sleep, and there's the Moonblast as I was predicting it. I knew they were going for it there, and I know they're going to go for it again, so there's not much I can really do. I do try for the Instruct just in case Oranguru wakes up, because double Rock Slide here will be decent damage. Rock Slide does come out though, Scrafty moving first, because Oranguru's asleep, and finish her off Venusaur, which is not bad. I was really hoping for the flinch, unfortunately it doesn't, and Moonblast just one-hit shots for Scrafty here, as it always will, I think. Maybe if I do like max bulk on Mega Scrafty, it can survive one like really badly, but I doubt it. Especially from Whimsicott's massive stat, but they bring out the Charizard, I bring in Galarian Slowking. Galarian Slowking's like my next slowest mon. I actually think it's tied with Garganacl for the slowest on my team, which is pretty cool. So obviously they're going to Mega Charizard live here, and I don't know what the Whimsicott's planning to this thing can do here. To either one of these, maybe go for some sort of support move or something. But anyway, yeah, they pop out the Megazard Y, as everyone does nowadays. Really would be interesting. At this point, I would be interested to see X show up, but either way, Sludge Bomb from Galarian Slowking just completely decimates Whimsicott there, using the same 4x weakness against it. Heat Wave from Charizard comes out, does a huge chunk to Oranguru, and does a little over half to Slowking there. And it gets the burn, which is a little unfortunate. But now it's my turn to do some damage back, because I'm hitting first here. Now, Psychic is, like, I mainly go for the Instructor in case I'm doing it, because double Psychic should just take it out anyway. First Psychic comes in, does over half, and gets the special defense job, which is nice. And of course, Oranguru wakes up here, which is amazing timing. And with Instruct, that Slowking second Psychic for the turn, which just finishes off Charizard. There was no shot it was living this and that's the first battle ever. And it was very fun. It was overall a pretty fun game. Well played by the opponent, of course. And this game actually ranked me up to what was it, Ultra Ball? Ultra Ball, yeah, 4. Which is pretty cool. This team actually got me to Ultra Ball 3 like twice. I did lose a few times like between battles, like trying out other things. I do have next few battles coming up. Be on the lookout though. Now, into battle number 2. I'm seeing another Charizard, and I'm also seeing like Dragonite. They have the triple starters, each starter from a different region. You've got the Chomp, the Dragonite, and the Metagross for like basically a lot of dangerous mons on their side they got setting up here. So, moving into the battle, I'm leading the same Orangeru's drafting. They're leading Zard and Chomp. Now, obviously it's going to be Mega Zard again, Mega Zard Y. Again, I really wish more people would like just pull out X just for the surprise factor. Doesn't matter if it's better, if it's worse or not, but anyway. I decide I'm gonna pop the, well, obviously, first turn, double Mega Pop here. Mega Zard Y, as I said, everyone in the mother runs it. So anytime you see a Charizard, it's probably Mega Y. At this point, I don't think anyone's surprised. But Mega Scrappy pops as well. That puts Garchomp at -2, Charizard at -2 attack, although the -2 attack on Charizard doesn't matter too much, because it's obviously a special attacker. But the Sword Dance here on Garchomp gets it back up to neutral, and Fire Blast, surprisingly for Mega Charizard, misses Oranguru. Rock Slide comes out, does half the damage to Charizard, putting it in the red there. Doesn't do much to Garchomp, but that's not the intention here. It was mainly for the Charizard. And then Trick Room comes out. Yeah, Zard's not living another turn. So long. At least not in this Trick Room, which is really good for me. So, now I'm thinking about what to do next. I decide I'm going to Rock Slide again here. Scrappy moves first, takes out Zard. I was hoping here for a flinch on Garchomp as well. That would have been like brilliant. However, or actually, Oranguru goes to Psychic first, which does a lot of damage to Garchomp there. Which is actually pretty nice. And now we go for an Earthquake, which at neutral does about a third, if not a little over a third to both of them together. Now in comes Dragonite, and I'm not too certain what it is here at first, because obviously it could be special, it could be physical. It works well on both. It can even be mixed if you really need to. But Drain Punch from Scrappy comes out first, puts the Trick Room, and obviously doesn't finish off Garchomp there. Rough Skin does a little damage. Scrappy heals most of the health back up. And then Instruct from Oranguru. I do this combo a lot because it's very fun. Second Drain Punch, it does nothing to Dragonite, but it's mainly just to break the multi-scale there, which it does. And I wouldn't say it did too bad of damage though. Fire Blast from Dragonite comes out here. It does a lot of damage and gets the burn, unfortunately. But even with a burn, Mega Scrappy still does a decent amount of damage. And now it comes in the Metagross, their last one. I can see why they didn't want to bring it in earlier, considering the matchup, but if anything, it's a perfect time to bring it in, especially with the burn. Extreme Speed comes out, puts Scrappy on a little bit of health, but it lives just off of its bulk, and then Knockoff comes out, does a little over half on on Metagross and knocks off his right powder there, which I didn't even notice at first. Shadow Ball, and obviously Shadow Ball here finishes off Metagross there. Which is not bad at all. Not a bad turn. Unfortunately, the burn does take out Scrappy here. Which is a little unfortunate, but not the worst. However, at this stage, there's not much. It's pretty much a 3v1. And Garganacl can just tank anything the Dragonite has for it, and Saltpeter will whittle it down little by little as time goes on. I can't remember if it has the same, if it still has the bonus damage on specific typings, because I think it was Steel and Water types get more damage from it, if I remember correctly. But once again, I decided to go for the structure, get that double Salt appear on the Dragonite, which is especially funny because it's like, it's weird that I actually outsped here now that I think looking back on it, but I forgot it was Trick Room here. Second Fire Blast misses, Saltpeter gets the Dragonite super low. Trick Room ends here, but at this point it doesn't matter. It's not living an extra attack. I don't even think it lives the turn through Saltpeter. And obviously they realize that too, so they just tap out there. Not a bad second battle. A little bit shorter. Actually, looking back at my notes here, it's about the same. It was actually a little longer than the first battle. It just felt shorter, I think, because of the FF. Either way, we're moving into third battle here, and I'm seeing I'm looking at the mouse there, and I am just like really hoping they don't take it, because I have a lot of bad history with mouse hold. I don't know how many times I've shown that on the channel, but yeah, Population Bomb with Wide Lens just usually decimates a lot of my teams when I play against the mouse hold. If I'm like unprepared for it, it really just runs through. But I do have some defensive walls this time, so it shouldn't be able to do that. And of course, they not only bring it, but they lead with it, which is what I expect, honestly, for most people. Now, surprisingly, Annihilate has Inner Focus here to completely block Intimidate, but the Intimidate still lowers Mouse Hold's attack, which is very good here. I really hope, like, I very much like need the Trick Room to go off, so I do need to do the Mega here as well, like a off rip. Doesn't help with the Annihilate at all, but the extra bulk should let me live anything that throws at me. And then the -2 attack on Mouse Hold should do pretty well. There was a bit of a delay there. It seems they took their also having trouble with that. Although it seems pretty obvious, like they're doing some sort of fighting type move. And Population Bomb, all Mouse Holds use Population Bomb, so follow me from what I've seen. As I said, Population Bomb comes out, it hits. Gets a crit even. Hits all 10 times, as it always does now with Wide Lens. Wide Lens Ignition, but that -2 in attack helps a lot. Drain Punch comes out and puts Scrappy down to a little under, that's between like a third and a quarter health. But Drain Punch one-shots the Mouse Hold. Good riddance. With a crit, I don't know how necessary that was, but it gets most of Scrappy's health back, which is very helpful. Goodbye, Mouse. That house is broken. But Trick Room comes back. The Trick Room is set up here successfully, which is really good. Now, I'm waiting to see what they send in next, and here comes Kangaskhan. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, that's probably their Mega here, and it's probably going to be like fake out something. And as I said, yeah, Mega Kangaskhan gets the kid out. Brings the kid out to play, I should say. And, yeah, fake out. Does decent damage. Actually not really. It's mediocre damage on the Scrappy, which is, like, to be expected. But Psychic comes out, hits the Annihilate really hard. With that quad weakness, but it Drain Punches to finish off Andrew there, which is a little unfortunate. But, you know, this is why I have Trick Room on the Slither and Slowbro as well. just in case, like, Oranguru goes down and I'm like gonna need to set up Trick Room again. I don't need to set it up again, but Galarian Slowbro is the better option here because it kind of tanks whatever they throw at it here, and it has Psychic to finish off the Annihilate there. I do decide Drain Punch on Kangaskhan to be the best option. They actually do protect Annihilate here, which is interesting. Clearly they don't want it to go down. Blocks my protect blocks the Psychic there. Now, Drain Punch comes out, puts Kangaskhan on like barely any health left, and he doesn't get back to full, which is great. Especially considering what comes next with the Last Resort doing an insane amount of damage, doing well over, I think it's like 3/4 there before the second hit. Annihilate's getting more leftover recovery as it does. Obviously they don't outspeed anything. Kangaskhan goes down here if it stays in. And obviously in Annihilate, same story pretty much. It's too fast for Trick Room. Both their mons are. And they do kind of delay here a bit. It wasn't that long when I was ending this, which is why I kept it in. I also wanted to kind of share my thoughts a little bit more here, mainly just being that, like, I really didn't know. Like, I like the Kangaskhan set, but, like, there's not much else I can really do here. Now, here comes my Loto, which is very bulky. And they actually go for a second Protect here on the Annihilate, which is insane. But it fails, and Psychic finishes it off. It means Kangaskhan's coming back soon. Coming back just now. And my Lotus is about to eat a Drain Punch. And that one, I think it might be a sweeping set, or at least a specially defensive set, because that did not take that hit very well. Went under half from the Drain Punch, and then Citrus brings it back up to over half. Obviously, Kangaskhan comes back. They're obviously going to fake out again, but I don't see them targeting Slowbro here. I was also checking how many turns of Trick Room I had left. It's almost over here. I do contemplate Protect here at first, and I was like, nah, let me just switch into Garganacl. It can tank whatever hits Kangaskhan throws at it if it does, and if it doesn't get targeted, then if they do go for Galarian Slowbro, then I get a free swap in, and I can Sulk the next turn for massive damage on my Lotic. However, that's not the case. And Grass Knot just completely decimates with a crit my Lotic. I don't know if that crit mattered, considering how much health it had. It didn't seem that bulky, but it might have just been bulky on the special side. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Now, here, obviously, there's nothing they can really do. They can Last Resort, but it's not taking either of my mons out. And if it does take out one, it's not the other one. Like, obviously, if they go for Slowbro, and it does take it out, Garganacl gets the Salt Cure off for free. If it goes for Garganacl, Slowbro gets Trick Room off. But it doesn't matter. They go for Slowbro, it doesn't finish it off, and so just finishes up Kangaskhan. And, surprisingly enough, another rank up here, as you will see. So this was the battle that got me into Ultra Ball 3 the first time. I say first because, again, between, like, these battles, I did do a few, like, test teams and such, and they didn't perform too well. One of them was, like, as a little hint for an upcoming video, one of them was a Poison-themed team. Not a lot of my favorite Poison types are in the game, but I still tried to see what I can do. When more of them come in, I will definitely try the team again. But it is there is one coming up, I will tell you that much. Now, into our fourth and final battle of this video. Once again, a lot of scary mons. The Sinistcha is like really good support. Whimsicott, really good support. And then they have like Sylveon and Whimsicott are both really good special attackers. Garchomp's a decent special attacker if you decide to run it that way, which I have seen a few times. And even if you run it physical, then they have Garchomp, Incineroar, and Gambit to do some hefty physical damage. Although I do have some walls for it, so we'll have to see how that goes. Now, I try something different here with Oranguru and Sableye lead, just to try something a little bit. I also didn't want to send in Scrafty with a Sylveon and a Whimsicott on the team, because that just seemed like a bad idea to begin with. Now, here's one of my favorite interactions that I got from Pimp Knight. In the one surprise. Quash on Sableye is really fun. I do recommend it in your own double battles. Now, once again, Whimsicott sets up Tailwind, and Quash slows down Sylveon to last, so I guarantee my Trick Room. Now, as you'll see, even if I didn't do that, both my Pokemon are bulky enough to survive that. Sableye did need the berry to survive it, but that's fine. But yeah, no, I got Trick Room up here, which is very good. And now it's just a matter of who am I hitting and for how hard, and for how much damage. Now, I did try to Encore Whimsicott to shut it down from doing Moonblast or anything like that, but they actually swap it out into Sinister here, surprisingly enough. So that does, I don't know if they predicted it or if they just wanted to get Sinister in, but Psychic comes out, does not a little over a quarter. And Hyper Voice finishes off Sableye, gets Oranguru into red. The Oranguru is on its last leg, can still get off an Instruct or something. Get some damage out. Now, here I bring in Aggron because, 1, Fairy type. 2, I actually really, wanted to try something a little bit different. Now, I'm deciding what to do here. I really want to take out Sylveon here. But the text, which I always forget about, Detect alongside Protect. You don't see Detect too often nowadays, though. Mainly just Protect. But Shadow Ball comes out, does 3/4, roughly, with a crit to the Sinister, which is very nice. Although it does set back up its own Trick Room, which is a bit unfortunate. I do forget that Sinister gets Trick Room. But they actually do something interesting in his next turn that you'll see, which I thought was pretty funny. I decided to go for an Instruct play here because, Sylveon's pretty slow, and I was expecting just to outspeed, barely. Now, they actually imprisoned here, as you saw, so... Yeah, no more Trick Room for the rest of this battle, but Hyper Beam from Sylveon comes out. Does a good chunk over half on Aggron. Its special defense is not that great, and especially with Pixelate, kind of lessens the damage a bit. Obviously, here comes Instruct from Oranguru. Iron Head just decimates Sylveon completely. Doesn't stand a chance with that super effective stab move. Second Iron Head comes out, puts Sinister in the red. Does get leftover recovery to help it out a little bit. But their Tailwind also cuts out. Now, here comes Whimsicott. Obviously, to reset back up the Tailwind, as it does. Again, I don't see it doing much else. The Sinister's pretty supportive as well, so I'm not expecting it to do much. Sorry about that. Now, once again, there was a bit of a delay with them. I don't know what happened, but they actually swapped out Sinistra and brought in the Garchomp. Now, as a reminder, no Megas have been popped this battle yet. They do set up the Tailwind, as I said. Instruct from Oranguru, double Iron Heads coming in Whimsicott's way. Now, if it has Sash, it's eating both of them. If it doesn't, Garchomp's eating one. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I don't know if it had Sash. But Aggron just barely didn't have enough damage to pop it, or either take it out or pop Sash if it had it. Which is a bit underwhelming, but I think this one was max attack. I think I did max attack, max defense on this. I might be wrong, it might be max health, max defense. Either way, damage was lacking just a little bit. Sinister comes back in, and at this point I'm expecting them to pop Mega if they are, or just go for normal, or just go for some normal attack. But they do pop the Mega here, and which means it's gonna come down to Mega Garchomp versus Mega Scrafty. Mega Scrafty getting both Intimidates off. Which means unless this Garchomp also has Sword Dance, it's gonna be fighting with a -2 attack. Now it actually gets a triple KO here with the earthquake, knocking out its own Sinistra. Brutal. Because really, like, taking out your own mon is just a brutal move. Now, as I said, now it's the 1v1. Mega Garchomp versus Scrappy, who is I'm obviously going to Mega here. So I get the first Intimidate, Mega will take care of the second one. The Garchomp will be at a -2 attack limit. And it's pretty much just going to be a brawl to go to, like, see who goes down first. Unless they got something I don't know. But as far as I know, Garchomp doesn't get any stab that, like, helps, that hits Scrappy super effective. Which is really good for him. I think Scrappy gets stabbed to hit Dragon types, but I didn't pack any. Earthquake comes out, does about a third to a quarter. Drain Punch comes out, heals most of that back up. Doing a little bit over a quarter back to Garchomp. Now, surprisingly, they go for Scale Shot here. Scale Shot hitting 3 times, lowering its defense, increasing its speed. I think they did that because Tailwind was going to end soon. But the defense drop actually helps me out because the Drain Punch style heals me back to full. And puts Garchomp in the red, which means it doesn't live the next attack no matter what. But obviously it's just the third and final Drain Punch to end this battle. And that'll be it for today. If you enjoyed today's battles, let me know. Final Earthquake and Garchomp to do the same damage again. Drain Punch for the win, and as I said, getting me back into Ultra Ball 3 here. Overall, this team was pretty fun. I do suggest you try it out yourself. Maybe I'll start putting the codes in the comments for the teams if I can remember to do that. And sorry for the little tickle in my throat at the end there. Not intentional. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's battles, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
Wow.